thing I like about the Weber portafilter is it's flat without needing a tamp stand. So that's nice. Also, it locks in very nicely into all the portafilter holders because it has really thick, you can see it's like almost perfectly level. So I like that. I'll show you my ECM one, which has thin portafilter hooks. It does the same thing with the DF 83, 64. I don't think I tried it on it, but same hooks. I forget which one I had this one. I think it fits my ECM, but I'll show you the ECM one for comparison. So ECM, it has thinner things, so looks okay. Then kind of look at how much play it has. It kind of flops backwards. So it is an angled portafilter, so it's like how much extra space it has, basically. Here, let's try that with the other one. The other thing that I really like, yeah, so this, no wiggle room. I'm trying to move it up and down. Okay, well, fine. A little bit of wiggle room if I really try. I can move it upwards. I thought it wasn't moving. I push it all the way in. Yeah, it moves a little. Okay. But it sits straighter, so I like that. And also flat. This one flat on the thing, the angled portafilter, it doesn't really help, and it's so heavy that like if you were to lean it off the edge, it's just gonna flop over. This one, most of the weight is resting here, so it's not gonna flop over the edge unless I do it like that. So yeah, pretty good. Also, it feels like it was designed with the force tamper in mind, because like this ledge, it just sits perfectly on this ledge. There's a little bit of a sharp ledge. Not like sharp, but like it's a little bit of like a bevel there. So instead of like a rounded edge you see on most baskets, here. So yeah, it doesn't quite like fit into the groove. It's not really a problem, but I find sometimes when you're pushing down, it will kind of, like you want to support this. So I kind of use two hands to tamp with this usually, because I want to hold this secure so it stays flat and level while pushing this down. So with this one, I feel it locks in better, and you can do it one-handed if you want. The downside of using this thing, besides the price, which is kind of ridiculous, there is a lot of space. So like even with the 18 gram dose, which is what I've been doing with the puck screen, I reused this paper filter this second time. Well, first time I've tried using it for a second time, so we'll see. I don't think it's going to make a difference. But yeah, the bottom is beautiful and shiny. Yeah, so downsides, besides the price, yeah, it doesn't lock in because it's so fat, the portafilter forks. I'm not gonna like force it. It probably could go, you know, deeper, but it's just gonna dig into the gaskets and probably prematurely wear them. I always, whenever I'm locking in a portafilter, you know, it's not 90 degrees. But whenever I'm locking in a portafilter, I don't lock it in so it's 90 degrees and force it. I'll just do it tight enough that it's going to create a seal and not wear out the gasket. Otherwise, it's just unnecessary force. So that's one thing. Also, if you're going to be doing a little espresso cup for an espresso shot, good luck getting it all to drip into there. So as a safety precaution, I've been using, I have my scale too, so it gives it a little more height. So it's usually about there with a cappuccino cup, or cortado cup in this case actually. So as long as it's not like a tiny cup, should work. Yeah, so I was talking about how much space there is. So yeah, I mean, I guess this is the downside with not being able to change the basket, because you only have one basket. You can't change this. So yeah, so I put in 18 grams. There's still like, it's halfway full, even with the puck screen. There's a lot of space. I'll show you actually. I'm gonna do a darker roast. I roasted this myself, Costa Rican. It's I roasted it medium dark, but I think it's more like a medium. Looks good. This coffee's good as a medium, very roasty and chocolatey and rich, or it was before. And let's see if I could recreate that. So yeah, so headspace. There's usually too much headspace, and it gets you a watery puck, even with the puck screen. There's like a layer of water on there, at least with my machine. This is the ECM Synchronika dual boiler. Yeah, with the little one, with a puck screen, you usually get nice clean pucks. Without a puck screen, you might have the same issue. Also, with the paper filter, it's very easy to clean, which is good. I think I've heard things without a paper filter, these holes are very hard to clean because they're kind of like thicker metal, deeper. So I can imagine, you know, things might get stuck in there, particles. So I will try that eventually without a paper filter. I'm not looking forward to it if it is difficult to clean, but with the paper filter, it's very smooth, easy to clean. You just kind of give it a rinse, and it's good. This is the first time reusing a paper filter in this thing, but I always used to reuse them with this or with AeroPress. Never noticed a difference in flavor, so I like to conserve, reuse, reduce, recycle. This is the P64 at speed of 8 out of 9, so probably about 1,000 or 1,100 or something. Mizen burrs. So these burrs are actually quieter than... They're pretty quiet. The multi-purpose burrs, SSP multi-purpose I had in there before, was a little loud, so I'm going to give it a tap on the top for getting it blast retention. I'm going to turn this off with my left hand awkwardly. Alright, and actually on the way out, see if I have enough space here. Oh, it smells good. It's hard to see the level of roast on camera, but so, don't know how much this... Lately I've been doing, yeah, I think I'm missing half a gram. So lately I've been doing 18 grams and I get 661. So ramp it up. That's the highest RPM. All right, whatever. I'm not going to use the bellows. We may have lost half a gram. P64. Usually it's more consistent, but she's been acting up lately. Maybe it's those burrs actually, because the Mizen burrs have, it's like the SSP cast burrs where it has lots of grooves in it. So I don't know. Grooves, not groves. Oh yeah, so another downside, the magnet strength, because it's not a flat surface. This is the P64 Lagome Option O funnel. Usually it has more magnet strength, but I find it's a little lacking on this one because it sits on a little ridge. Oh, the other, here we can see it obviously here. Maybe it's this this funnel may be contributing to that, and the shape of this. Yeah, so there's usually, like on that beveled edge, there's usually coffee that gets stuck there. So I did tap this down and it's still stuck there. So with the force tamper, yeah, so this I already did WDT. The force tamper, it kind of sits there. It might, so yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but oh, a little suction force. Let's get it so it's more, yeah, so it's such a tight, precise fit. Usually you don't get anything on the edges, but because there's coffee on the top, yeah, there's a little bit on the edges too. If there's coffee on the top, it's still on top. And there's probably some that got stuck up in there. That's, I mean, that's not uncommon. That's kind of the one downside on this, but it's so easy to open. You just lift it and blow it out or rub it. Rub it. Oh yeah. So yeah, it's not all for an expensive portafilter. It's not perfect. Now I just brushed in some untamped crumbs. Maybe that's a bad idea. Do another tamp. Why not? Does double tamping hurt? Maybe with the force, it's not ideal. The regular tamper, I usually do like a light tamp afterwards. Anyway, so you can get an idea of how full the basket is with a good medium-ish roast. There's some space, and with the thick puck screen, still lots of space. So that ran a bit fast, but pretty good. We got 40 grams in like 26 seconds. Last shot ran nicer with the different coffee on a different grinder. Not too messy. See, there's a little bit of splatter, but yeah, not too bad. Yeah, not quite as roasty as I thought it would be. I don't know. Didn't turn out. Hopefully it's not my roast. It's still too fresh, so we'll see. Yeah, it's good. It's probably still gonna be good with milk. I was hoping for like a roasty, rich. I did it once. I don't know what the roast profile was, and it turned out really good. And then I haven't been able to reproduce it because I didn't write down, or I don't know how I did the roast. Yeah, it's with the Aikawa, which should be good for repeatable roast if I paid attention to which which profile I used. So that's a problem if you don't document. So now that was when I first started roasting with it. So now I'm doing a little better job of documenting which roast is which, so I can learn, what I like, what to do. If I get good results, you can repeat it, and yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But it's still good, just not the results I wanted, or at least not for this shot. But who knows? Could be the basket, could be the burrs, which I'm not used to yet. But I think Mizen's supposed to be good for that, like kind of all around. You get some good body, some clarity. DF83, maybe it's better for it. Maybe that's what I used last time. I don't even remember. Yeah, DF83 gives pretty good body and good flavor clarity, kind of all rounder. Similar to what the Mizen burrs is supposed to, or yeah, what it does. Yeah, so what is best? Who knows? Yeah, coffee looks much better with sunlight. Natural sunlight. Which is what I'm using now. Alright, see ya. Usually quite clean after knocking out the puck, but I do notice a lot of times it might be a little harder to knock the puck out in this thing. And then usually get some stuck to the side. So if you don't have like a towel or a sink to rinse it off, then yeah, it's not going to be good. But yeah, I usually run it under water, and it's pretty quick and easy to clean with a paper bottom filter. So the other downside with the Weber basket, you still need, you want to do a blind back flush, well, still need, so someone walks in a little closer to 90 degrees, at least with the back flush. But yeah, you still need Still need a blind disc for back flushing. Pretty clean though. Yeah, see a particle